The Gathering Storm. The archives of the Galactic Council rarely remembered moments of true surprise. Bureaucracy, diplomacy, and millennia of carefully orchestrated political maneuvers had rendered most interactions predictable. But Jack Morrison was anything but predictable. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, Earth's chief xenopolitical strategist, remembered the precise moment everything changed. Her fingers traced the holographic projection of the Riel 7 system, a planetary testing ground that had become legendary among the 27 founding species of the Galactic Council. "They have no idea," she murmured to herself, reviewing the classified reports that even most of Earth's leadership hadn't been permitted to see. The human preparation had been methodical, almost obsessive. For decades, Earth's brightest minds had worked in compartmentalized research facilities, each team knowing only fragments of a much larger, more intricate puzzle. Quantum mechanics researchers in Buenos Aires. Plasma weapon engineers in Shanghai. Quantum computing specialists in New Delhi. Theoretical physicists in Cambridge. Each group contributed a piece, none comprehending the full scope of the project. Jack Morrison understood the entire design. A former military strategist turned diplomatic envoy, Morrison represented a new breed of human leadership. He wasn't a politician in the traditional sense. His background was pure strategy, 20 years in advanced military research, followed by a doctorate in interstellar diplomacy. Where other representatives would negotiate, Morrison calculated. The Galactic Council had long operated on a hierarchical system that subtly marginalized emerging civilizations. Species were classified by technological capability, with membership and rights proportional to their advancement. Humans were classified as a nascent Class II civilization, essentially cosmic toddlers in the grand scheme of galactic development. But Morrison saw this classification not as a limitation, but as an opportunity. The bet he proposed was audacious. If humans failed their demonstration, they would become a protectorate, essentially surrendering all independent military development. If they succeeded, they would receive immediate full membership in the Galactic Council. Most saw it as a suicidal gambit. Morrison saw it as a calculated risk. Dr. Rodriguez pulled up the psychological profile they had constructed of the Council's key decision-makers. Supreme Counselor Vexa, a crystalline being from the Nexian homeworld, was known for her razor-sharp intellect and profound condescension towards emerging species. The hive mind of Proxima, a collective consciousness spanning multiple star systems, operated on pure logical probability. Neither understood human unpredictability. "Probability is not destiny," Rodriguez whispered, a phrase that had become something of an internal mantra among the project's leadership. The weapon they had developed wasn't just a planet killer. It was a statement. A technological symphony that would rewrite the rules of galactic engagement. Quantum entanglement, advanced matter manipulation, and theoretical physics that pushed the boundaries of known scientific understanding, all condensed into a single, devastating technological demonstration. Morrison's genius wasn't just in the technology. It was in the presentation. By requesting to test their capabilities on Riel 7, a planet that had survived the most advanced weapons in galactic history, he transformed a potential military demonstration into a diplomatic performance. The Council would laugh. They would mock. And in that moment of dismissive superiority, they would reveal their most profound weakness. Humanity was counting on their arrogance. As the final preparations were made, Dr. Rodriguez allowed herself a rare moment of reflection. Generations of human potential, compressed into this singular moment. Centuries of technological development, scientific exploration, and relentless innovation, all converging on this singular point in space and time. The universe was about to meet humanity. Not as supplicants. Not as an emerging species. But as potential equals. And nothing would ever be the same again. The quantum frontier. The laboratory complex Alpha 9 stretched across 3 underground levels beneath the Atacama Desert, a testament to human engineering that remained invisible to satellite surveillance. Here, the most critical components of humanity's grand demonstration were taking shape, not through massive machinery, but through quantum manipulation that defied traditional understanding of physics. Dr. Akira Nakamura adjusted her quantum resonance stabilizers, her hands moving with the precision of a surgeon and the intuition of an artist. Around her, holographic displays flickered with complex algorithms that represented more than just calculations, they were the linguistic code of a new technological paradigm. Quantum entanglement isn't just about connection, she would often tell her team. It's about conversation. We're not just linking particles, we're teaching them to communicate in ways the universe has never seen before. The weapon, if it could even be called that, was less a traditional device and more a sophisticated quantum information system. It didn't merely destroy. It could deconstruct matter at its most fundamental level, redistributing atomic structures with a precision that bordered on the theological. Meanwhile, in a secured communication hub, Jack Morrison reviewed the final diplomatic protocols. His team had meticulously analyzed every possible council response, preparing counter-strategies that anticipated not just logical reactions, but emotional ones. Arrogance, Morrison would say, is always predictable. It's just pride wearing the mask of rationality. The Proximan hive mind's intelligence network had been subtly infiltrated months ago, not through brute force hacking, but through elegant quantum information vectors that made their intrusion undetectable. They believed they were observing humanity. In reality, humanity was observing them. Dr. Rodriguez's psychological warfare team had constructed elaborate narrative frameworks. The Council would expect a demonstration of raw destructive power. Instead, they would witness something far more profound, a technological philosophy that reimagined the very concept of planetary defense and resource management. The planet killer wasn't just a weapon. It was a statement about human potential. In the quantum labs, Dr. Nakamura's team had developed something revolutionary, a matter redistribution protocol that could theoretically transform an entire planetary ecosystem without causing traditional destruction. Imagine not obliterating a planet, but completely restructuring its atomic composition, converting toxic environments into habitable zones, transforming barren landscapes into living ecosystems. This was humanity's true weapon. Not destruction, but unprecedented creation. The Galactic Council's classification system was fundamentally binary, species were either capable or incapable, threatening or non-threatening. Humanity was about to introduce a third category, transformative. Political strategists like Morrison understood that true power wasn't about demonstrating what you could destroy, but showing what you could potentially create. The planet killer was a Trojan horse, a technological demonstration that carried within it the seeds of a completely different approach to interstellar engagement. Riel 7 wasn't just a testing ground. It was going to be a canvas. Deep within the complex, a quantum computing array began its final synchronization sequence. Trillions of entangled particles started their intricate dance, preparing for a performance that would redefine the boundaries of known science. Humanity was ready. The universe, however, had no idea what was coming. Echoes of preparation. The Galactic Council's diplomatic archives would later record the weeks preceding the demonstration as a period of routine bureaucratic procedure. In reality, it was a complex dance of deception, preparation, and unprecedented anticipation. Supreme Counselor Vex's personal communication logs revealed a growing sense of anticipation that bordered on predatory excitement. The humans were an amusing footnote, a species about to learn its place in the cosmic hierarchy. Her crystalline form refracted light in patterns that mimicked what humans might interpret as a smile, a cold, calculating expression of imminent triumph. Aboard the diplomatic shuttle en route to the Riel 7 testing grounds, Jack Morrison reviewed the final preparations with a calm that unsettled his own team. Commander Sarah Chen, head of technological integration, watched him with a mixture of admiration and concern. "You realize," she said, her voice low enough to not be picked up by the shuttle's standard communication arrays, "that we're betting everything on a single demonstration." Morrison's response was characteristic in its simplicity. "We're not betting. We're proving." The quantum redistribution technology developed by Dr. Nakamura's team was more than a weapon. It was a comprehensive planetary transformation system that challenged every existing concept of planetary defense and resource management. Traditional galactic powers measured technological capability through destructive potential. Humanity was about to introduce a fundamentally different metric. In the shadowed corridors of Earth's most secure research facilities, teams of scientists, engineers, and strategists had spent decades preparing for this moment. It wasn't just about creating a technology that could impress the Galactic Council. It was about presenting a paradigm shift in how intelligent species might interact with planetary ecosystems. Dr. Elena Rodriguez had spent months constructing psychological profiles of each council member. The hive mind of Proxima operated on pure probabilistic logic. The crystalline Nexians valued aesthetic complexity. The methane-breathing Xyloxians appreciated strategic nuance. Each species would interpret the demonstration through their unique cultural and biological lens. What they didn't understand was that humanity had studied them far more intensely than they had ever studied humanity. The quantum redistribution protocol wasn't just a technological marvel. It was a linguistic statement, a way of communicating technological capability that transcended traditional weapons systems. Instead of demonstrating what could be destroyed, humanity would show what could be created, transformed, and potentially restored. Riel 7 had a tragic history. Once a vibrant ecosystem, it had been repeatedly used as a testing ground for the most destructive weapons in galactic history. Entire geological strata bore the scars of quantum decimators, gravity bombs, and stellar compression cannons. It was a graveyard of planetary potential. Humanity saw it differently. They saw a canvas. The shuttle's quantum communication array picked up subtle interference patterns, remnants of communication protocols from various galactic species. Most would see random noise. Morrison's team saw a complex tapestry of information, each interference pattern telling a story of technological communication. "We're not just going to pass their test," Morrison said to Chen, his eyes reflecting a strategy decades in the making. "We're going to redefine what a test means." As Riel 7 grew larger in the shuttle's viewscreen, the planet looked like a wounded beast, scarred, seemingly lifeless, a testament to the destructive capabilities of advanced civilizations. To the Galactic Council, it represented a proving ground. To humanity, it represented an opportunity. The demonstration was hours away. The universe was about to witness something unprecedented. And nobody, not the Council, not the assembled diplomatic corps, not even most of humanity itself, fully understood what was coming. The moment of convergence. The observation deck of the Galactic Council's primary diplomatic vessel resembled an intricate living mosaic. Representatives from 27 different species watched the upcoming demonstration with a mixture of anticipation and barely concealed condescension. Holographic displays flickered with real-time data streams, quantum probability calculations, and environmental monitoring systems. Supreme Counselor Vex's crystalline form seemed to vibrate with an almost imperceptible frequency of excitement. Around her, the collective consciousness of various species merged into a singular anticipatory moment. The humans were about to be put in their place, a ritual as old as galactic diplomacy itself. What they didn't realize was that the ritual was about to be completely rewritten. Jack Morrison stood at the center of the observation deck, dressed in a simple dark suit that seemed almost anachronistic among the bizarre biological and technological configurations of the other species. His preparation wasn't just technological. It was psychological, a performance of calm that spoke volumes louder than any technological display could. Dr. Elena Rodriguez monitored the quantum communication arrays from a secured facility on Earth. Years of preparation had culminated in this moment. The team had developed communication protocols that went beyond traditional technological demonstration. They were creating a new language of interstellar potential. Initiation sequence begins in T-60 standard galactic minutes, announced the Council's primary communication interface, a biosynthetic construct that represented the most advanced translation technology in known space. The planet Riel 7 rotated slowly in the main viewing screen. Its surface was a testament to decades of weapons testing, a scarred, seemingly dead world that had survived quantum decimators, gravity bombs, and stellar compression cannons. To the Galactic Council, it was a symbol of technological supremacy. To humanity, it was an opportunity. Dr. Akira Nakamura's quantum redistribution system was more than a weapon. It was a comprehensive planetary restoration protocol that challenged every existing concept of technological capability. Where other species saw destruction, humanity saw potential. The demonstration would occur in stages, each more intricate than the last. Stage 1, Quantum Deconstruction. The first phase would show the Council's representatives something unprecedented. Instead of a traditional destructive test, humanity would demonstrate precise matter redistribution. Entire geological structures would be carefully dismantled at the atomic level, not to destroy, but to prepare for reconstruction. Stage 2, Ecosystem Restoration. The second phase would shock the assembled representatives. The same quantum technologies that could deconstruct matter would begin rebuilding the planet's ecosystem. Toxic geological formations would be transformed. Atmospheric compositions would be restructured. Stage 3, Evolutionary Potential. The final stage would reveal the true depth of human technological philosophy. The planet wouldn't just be restored, it would be enhanced. Potential biological frameworks would be introduced, creating the foundation for a potentially habitable ecosystem. "They have no idea," Morrison muttered, a phrase that had become something of a personal mantra. The Proximan hive mind's collective consciousness began running millions of probabilistic scenarios. Each calculation converged on a singular conclusion: the humans were about to fail spectacularly. Their technological classification suggested they were centuries away from such capabilities. What the hive mind didn't understand was that humanity had long ago learned that classification was just another form of limitation. As the final countdown began, something shifted in the observation deck. The casual mockery, the anticipatory condescension, all of it began to fade. Something unprecedented was about to happen. And the universe was about to change forever. Transformation. The moment defied every expectation of the Galactic Council. As the quantum redistribution system activated, Riel 7 began to change not with violence, but with an almost organic fluidity that left the assembled species speechless. What had been a scarred, dead world started to pulse with an unexpected vitality. Supreme Counselor Vex's crystalline form actually trembled, a reaction so unprecedented that the diplomatic records would later show multiple species running diagnostics on their observation equipment, convinced something must be malfunctioning. The quantum deconstruction wasn't destruction. It was reconstruction at a molecular level so precise it resembled cellular regeneration more than weapons testing. Toxic geological formations dissolved, not through explosive force, but through a complex molecular realignment that suggested an understanding of planetary mechanics far beyond what any classified report had suggested possible. Jack Morrison stood perfectly still, his expression unchanged. But those who knew him, Dr. Rodriguez, Commander Chen, Dr. Nakamura, recognized the subtle shift in his posture. This was no longer just a demonstration. This was a declaration. Stage 1 completed in 47 minutes. Where there had been a dead, scarred planetary surface, now intricate geological structures began forming. Not random formations, but purposeful configurations that suggested an understanding of planetary evolution that bordered on the miraculous. The hive mind of Proxima's collective consciousness began to fracture. Millions of probabilistic calculations collapsed simultaneously, an event so rare it would later be studied as a pivotal moment in collective computational history. Stage 2 initiated geological restoration. Quantum entanglement protocols began introducing complex molecular structures that could support basic ecosystem development. It wasn't just restoration, it was purposeful terraforming that suggested an almost sentient understanding of planetary potential. "They're not just testing a weapon," Dr. Rodriguez whispered to her team back on Earth. They're demonstrating a philosophy of planetary interaction. The methane-breathing Xyloxian representatives began communicating in rapid, almost panicked frequency modulations. Their translation matrices struggled to comprehend what they were witnessing. This wasn't weapons technology. This was something entirely different. By the time Stage 3 commenced, the observation deck had gone completely silent. Preliminary biological frameworks began emerging, not fully formed ecosystems, but the foundational molecular structures that could potentially support life. The precision was so remarkable that it suggested not just technological capability, but a profound understanding of planetary dynamics. Jack Morrison finally spoke, his voice cutting through the stunned silence. "Planetary restoration isn't about destruction," he said. "It's about potential." The bet they had made wasn't just about technological demonstration. It was about challenging the fundamental assumptions of galactic classification. Humanity wasn't asking to be seen as a weapon-capable species. They were presenting themselves as a problem-solving species. When the demonstration concluded, Riel 7 wasn't just restored. It was transformed into a potential seed of life, a planetary canvas that held more promise than any weapon could ever represent. Supreme Counselor Vex's response would later be studied as a pivotal diplomatic moment. Instead of the expected dismissal, she did something unprecedented. She laughed. Not a mocking laugh, but a laugh of genuine, profound respect. The Galactic Council's membership protocols would be rewritten within standard solar cycles. Humanity wouldn't just be admitted. They would be invited to reshape the very understanding of interstellar engagement. Jack Morrison's bet wasn't just won. It was transcended. And the universe would never be the same again.